serious burns. A serious burn is a life-changing injury. We're here at the National Burn Centre at Middlemore Hospital to find out what treatment's available for those with serious burns and how we can make sure this never happens to us. Let's go. Everybody, we're here with Dr. Mozam. He's a reconstructive surgeon here at the National Burn Centre. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
Now, can you tell us the types of injuries that you're dealing with here at the unit?
And mainly we get serious burns which happen anywhere in the country. We deal with them in the acute phase and we do all the rehabilitation and getting them integrated back into the society.
What constitutes a serious burn?
We grade our burns according to the percentage body surface area that is burned. So, for example, the 50% burn would be considered a very serious burn which could potentially be life-threatening.
So we've heard of first, second and third degree burns. A third degree burn is the most serious?
That's correct, yes.
And what is a first degree burn?
A first degree burn would be when the very superficial layers of the skin are burned, but it has the capability to heal by itself. Whereas if you get a burn from a very hot boiling water flame or some chemicals, they can cause deeper burns and then don't expect them to heal by itself. So they would need some form of surgical management.
Are there cases where a burns victim is unsavable?
When part of the body has burned, you can only replace it with patient's own skin. So if somebody has got 100% burn, then there is no place that we can harvest patient's own skin from. And in that case, unfortunately, we'll have to let them go and we have to make them comfortable.
Doctor, what's involved with the surgery when it comes to a burns patient?
Well, if it is a major burn, we could be operating for about 12 hours non-stop on one patient. And they have lost their skin, so the capability to control their body, internal body temperature is not there. We have to keep the temperature of the theatre at a higher degrees.
So you're in a room for 12 hours in 30-degree heat, operating on somebody.
That's correct. And not only that...
You're the man. How long is the process after that to get them back on the road to healing?
If one gets a serious burn, that is an injury for life. You can never get back to completely being normal. Obviously, we can do a lot to improve their condition. They could be having hundreds of operations over a number of years.
Who are the main people that you're dealing with here in the burns unit?
First one, unfortunately, are the kids between 2 to 4 years of age. And most of them would get scald burns from hot tea, bath, or things like that. And the second group would be slightly older people who are not being careful enough close to the fire, like with barbecue, or if they're smoking in bed, or things like that.
Smoking in bed.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, that happens quite a lot.
Are most burns preventable?
That's the unfortunate thing. Every single burn is preventable. And that is something that really, really affects us. And we see such a wide range of them and how serious they can get. And to think of that, all of that was avoidable, it really sometimes breaks your heart.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mozam, for giving us an understanding of how this place works, but also for saving the lives of our New Zealanders. You're the man.
Thank you very much.
We're going to go and meet Belinda. She's the patient who's been through the National Burn Centre to get her perspective on life after a serious burn. Now, can you tell us, Bea, a little bit about what happened to you?
15 years ago, I was in a house fire, and I was 12 at the time. I received full thickness burns to 60% of my body.
60%? Did they think you were going to survive?
They didn't think they could save my hands, so I'm quite lucky that I've got the use of my hands.
What would you say has been the hardest part for you on your journey to recovery?
I think the hardest thing would have to be getting over it and living with it every day, because it never ends.
What has it taken to get you to this stage?
There's been all sorts of things like, it's pretty gross, but the skin underneath my eyes comes from behind my ears, and half the skin from my hands from my groin area. And they had to be attached for about 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm walking around with one arm attached and the other arm attached. And
to your groin?
Yeah. People think I've got one arm, so like, yeah, that's me.
Do you feel like you missed out on anything growing up?
Important events that happen to a young girl, I missed out on quite a lot of them.
Why do you think you did?
Because I didn't really get the chance to do them. I was either in hospital or at home in bandages. I lost a lot of my friends as well because most of them couldn't relate to what had happened, and me being so young, I couldn't really tell them, you know, this is how I'm feeling on the inside.
What should they be seeing when they see a burn survivor?
Somebody who made it, you know, somebody who survived some horrific ordeal, and they're still there to tell the tale.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. You're definitely an inspiration to me, and I know you will be to everyone else out there too. So whaftelama. Thank you.
This clown, not only has he taken over our house, but he's throwing his own parties.
Our last hope is to lure him out of our house with these prizes.
But they're really for you guys at home, like these aprons made by Belinda from our last story.
These fire safety kits from Wormold.
And this Moana CD.
Just log onto our website and tell us who comes to the whale with Moana.